What's going on, you guys? Slim here with a new video today, and today, you guys, that's right, I've got updated Dark World post Dune, post this insane card that I did not think was going to come to us as fast as it did. Now this profile is going out probably before right as the set is releasing for the sneak preview and everything. Definitely got to pick this up. The reason why I'm not showing this with real cards is obviously I haven't picked up the corridors just yet, but I wanted to give you guys my first idea on the deck, and I haven't done a dueling book profile in a while, so I thought, you know what, let's do something we haven't done in a while, and let's talk about one of my favorite decks. I've been testing this build ever since Corridor was released. I made some modifications from my previous list. I changed a couple things because I realized that in order to support Corridor, we needed to kind of trim some of the fat out of the deck, and this is what I arrived at, and hopefully you guys do enjoy. So be sure to smash that like button if you do, and we'll go from there. Now with Dark World, a lot of things did stay the same, but we did make some clear changes, and I will go through that. But as far as the Dark World engine goes, as far as the Danger engine goes, it pretty much has stayed the same. I'll tell you right now, the extra deck has actually stayed completely the same. I didn't change anything. I didn't feel there was anything I really wanted to add or change. The only card that people did question that is a little random at times is the Cross Sheep, but there definitely are some combos with that. Like, you can Cross Sheep, and then if you actually do the Fusion Grapha, you're then able to special a level 4 or lower from the graveyard, and you can keep playing from there. That's a lot of ways how you're ending on Muttcracker Griffin with the Fusion, which is usually ideal board. And then of course, if you can go even further, you want to slap down Harbinger. Like, the ideal thing is to rip 4 or 5 cards. We're usually trying to rip 5, and then you would end on Harbinger, Muttcracker with the Co-Link Griffin and the Grapha Fusion, and then your opponent is literally drawing 1 card. You have the Omni Negate in the Grapha Fusion, and then you have the Negate in the Hope Harbinger for the spell, so you're pretty much good to go on that, and that's pretty much just how you win. A lot of times if you loop 4 cards, a lot of times your opponent just scoops, so even looping the 5th card is sometimes it doesn't come up, but you do want to address that as well. And then everyone is going to question why 3 copies of Corridor. I know this is something crazy, but this is one of the biggest debates for Dark World players right now, is why 3 Corridor when it's just a hard once per turn. And the reason for that is I want to see this card. I think this card is crazy. The fact that it's literally a Rhoda and a discard is ridiculous. I want to see this card. I want to open this card, and if I have extra copies, fine, I'll get rid of them with Dangers. Like, that's really just the game I'm playing with this. You can also use the dead copies with cards like Archives when you do the discard and the draw 2. So there are a lot of things that you can do with this, because this effect does let you discard 1 card then draw 2, so that does help. This one, however, you do need to discard a Dark World monster to get it back from the graveyard, but that's still fine. Like I said, this is just extra food at that point. As long as I see 1 copy, we're good to go. And who knows, if they for some reason were to like judgment it or something, if I got a 2nd copy, I guess we're going in. So that was the reason for that. But that's explaining all like the little changes, that we'll just get into the deck itself. So of course, the combo to loop the hand, we do need Ceruli. It's the bread and butter. It's also the brick of the deck. But honestly, you can literally just Corridor, search Ceruli, discard Ceruli. If you already have Sylvan in hand, you just loop 2 cards right there, and then you just keep going and do the combo. So it's pretty crazy. The Danger lineup is where it's pretty much, I think, stayed the same, though. I did the 2 Bigfoot, the 2 Chupacabra, the 2 Mothman, the 3 Nessie, and of course the Jack, and then I did add the Snake. Now, I was hesitant to add the Snake over the 3rd Mothman. However, I want to have variety in my Danger names, and even though Snake has no synergy because it's not a 4 or an 8, I mean, neither is Nessie, honestly, but Nessie searches everything, so that's why you max out on it. Snake did offer the fact that it is a body that even if discarded, it still will come out. It still will help me link climb, and that's really all I need to do. When you're doing the combo, you're either using Akashic Magician or you're using a Security Dragon in order to bounce the Ceruli and the Silva back to hand if you're not bouncing Silva back to hand for a Dark World. So you just want as many monsters as possible to get you there. So that's the reason for that. But if you don't want to play this, you can play a 3rd Mothman, or you could even play a Thunderbird or something. But this at least comes out. At least it's a body. 3 Genta. This is still the best card in the deck. Don't care what anyone says. I went down to 1 Grapha. Now, a lot of times you do need the 2nd one if you do have to get rid of the Grapha early, like for the Fusion or anything like that. But I noticed with the consistency of Corridor and the consistency of the Rainbow, you just search this when you need it. You don't want to open it. That's why I cut down to 1. And 1 has been perfectly fine. If you have it in your hand, you can literally Fusion it away with another Dark World and then get their effects. Then it's in the graveyard to resummon. So still very, very strong, even at 1. The biggest change I made is I cut the lava golems as well as the trade-ins for 3 radiant, and the reason is kaijuing a monster is still really good. This is still a fiend, this is still a dark. It does everything I needed to do for the deck, so it's still very solid, and this way it's an allure target as well, and I'm not relying on trade-in and lava golems. I still think lava golem is great. It would definitely be in the side deck, but for game 1 I want the most consistent deck possible, and we're not going to win every die roll, so going second, this at least gives me a card to slowly break the board. 3 rainbow, probably the second best card of the deck, just searches your Silva and Grapha. It's crazy. Silva, of course, 2 copies to do the combo. Just in case you have to allure 1 away, you still need 1 in the deck. You still need to discard this with Cerule's effect to loop your opponent's hand. So those of you that already know, you Cerule Silva them twice. Talent's the last card. That's all 5 cards. If they hand trap you, you just have to do it twice, and all their cards are gone. 3 snow to search everything. I don't know what else to say. This card's always been broken. One of the most horribly written cards in the game, but fantastic all around. And then all the support cards, of course. 3 allure for turbo, card destruction, the best Dark World card ever, and then 3 corridor. Add 1 Dark World monster from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. Crazy, literally crazy. Search snow, discard snow, start comboing. Search literally search Grapha, discard Grapha, pop a card. Search Silva, discard Silva, special Silva, bounce for rainbow, bounce for Grapha, or the best combo. Search Cerule, discard Cerule, Cerule trigger on your opponent's side, discard Silva, special Silva, rip 2 cards. It's just crazy. Best card to come out. Favorite card from Duelist Nexus. I'm playing 3. You can play 1 if you want. I'm just trying to draw it. That's why there's 3. Then, of course, the other support cards, the Accession to Fusion, the Archives to continue comboing. This card's also great. Just helps you, get more of your engine going. And then, of course, 3 gates. I thought about playing 2, but I just want to get to it. This card, it just does everything. This is how you loop. This is how you keep card advantage. This card is fantastic. So I'm still playing 3. If I open it, hopefully I have a way to get a Fiend in the grave. I usually do. And dead copies can just be discarded for dangers, even though that's not what you want. You still got to just have max consistency. And then, of course, the talents to rip the last card. 99% of the time you're ripping the last card with this, because Cerule will trigger on your opponent's side of the field. But if for some reason you don't have any steam going, you just draw 2 cards and keep going, so it's fantastic. And then the extra deck, like I said, hasn't changed. We still play 1 Grapha Fusion. Card is still insane. Omni Negate. We still play Giant Trainer. It can still come up. 3/8 to draw 3, burn your opponent. Pretty crazy. Exiton, 2 4s, comes up. Not playing Zeus. This card just takes care of it. You literally just wipe the board with this, and it still comes up. Honestly, with Zeus, Zeus just didn't come up for me because I'm just trying to OTK my opponent. So Zeus just never came up. It was usually just a 1-turn deck, honestly, even going second. Hope Harbinger for the end board and Spell Negate. Baguska if we're really just not seeing anything we need to turn off our opponent's board and play. So that's what that's for. 2 4s. The best rank 4, literally made for Dark World. You only use the 1 effect where you draw 2 cards, discard 1. Pretty crazy. Akashic for the combo to bounce back. Cerule and Silva. Cross Sheep for what I mentioned earlier to help you combo, and also if you fusion summon to special summon more monsters, get more bodies on the board. And then all the nightmares. Cerebus, Griffin, Phoenix, Unicorn. Griffin is the best one. You're trying to end on Muttcracker Griffin to lock your opponent out. It's pretty crazy. It draws a card as well. Resets talents or any powerful spell card you need. Absolutely love it. Been resetting Corridor for follow-up on the next turn when we end the game. So pretty crazy if you even get that far. A lot of times the opponent will scoop if you loop all their cards and end on Muttcracker Griffin. So still pretty strong. All the nightmares have their utilities and their co-link options. Muttcracker is probably the best link in this deck. This card is just crazy. Can special a monster, can protect itself. It just does everything. I love this card to death. Saryuja, just to draw 4 if we're still trying to get to the last combo piece. It just helps us get there, helps us special summon monsters, and they do gain a boost. So it does have its merits for OTKing and just to help us when we're in a kind of a tight bind and not able to see all our combo pieces. And lastly, Security Dragon as an additional way to bounce Cerule if need be, if that combo does come up. But that is my first version of the deck post Dune. I think the deck is amazing. I love Dark World. Droll is still scary. Shifter's still scary. I'm going to be saying that forever until the cards get addressed, if they ever get addressed on the list. But you know what? I still love this deck. I'm still going to play it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any suggestions or any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I will continue to perfect this deck, and I promise once I do have the corridors and make changes, you will see an IRL profile from me. But this is Slim, back playing Dark World yet again, like we were back in 2011, and it feels fantastic, and I can't wait to see how the deck progresses in the future. But that's all I got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.